Yeah, man, it's the 18th of May, 2023. And don't say that I never warned you about remote neural monitoring and gang stalking and satellite broadcast torture because more and more people every single day subscribing to this channel, talking about it on social media, trying to figure out what's going on, searching around on Google and everywhere else for any information they can find about remote neural monitoring and what's going on with direct energy weapons or broadcast or mind control or artificial telepathy. How does it work? What kind of devices do they have? I've been talking about all of that on this channel for 8 years now, 8 years. And, it's so sad, man, because nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody. The government's not helping us. The police, they won't help us. And it seems that nobody cares until it happens to them. And that's when people start to look into it and say, what's going on? And maybe that's when people find out how horrible it really is. Like just today and every day, okay? But just today, I'm walking around Walmart with a limp, limping around, injured because broadcast torture, because they're saturated into the bone structure of my right foot with broadcast, and they have been for weeks, and they are today. Most of the time, they'll turn it off sometimes. They'll turn it off when I just can't bear it anymore, and who knows what could happen. And then they'll put their broadcast. I want to say turn it on, but I mean put their broadcast that they're controlling, living as on mind control, broadcast reality like some kind of game, and controlling this broadcast and literally saturating into the body of humans to torture you from the inside out. I've posted pictures and videos on this channel where they literally blistered my toes and feet, okay, on numerous occasions. I've posted all kinds of stuff about the things they're doing. They literally saturate into my heart area. They attack my feet, my knees, my eyes, broadcast into my mouth to the point that I taste it and it burns and dries out my mouth. Every day, it's always something. And I've been talking about this for nearly a decade publicly. And it's just going to be more and more people that fall victim to this until we end up with riots and people being killed and all kinds of stuff because of basically civil war over neural monitoring and satellite broadcast torture when these idiots want to be connected to people unconsensually, connected neurologically to people unconsensually. And not only do they read your thoughts, receive your thoughts, repeat them back to you, talk trash, know your passwords, know your location, know your plans, your future plans, your past secrets, and everything that's going on around you, see you in the shower naked, and then on top of all that, that's not enough to make you go crazy and fall off the deep end. Okay, then they will torture your human body to the point of injury and even death. Okay, that's people that have access to neural monitoring online. They're doing this over their phone, over the internet. No, it's not the phone that's weaponized, it's a satellite broadcast. They're accessing the interface to control the settings and to link up with other people and to connect with their mind control headset to other people and hologram invisible broadcasts that are just out of the light spectrum, the visible light spectrum, to be able to live as that, just as like it was a virtual reality, except for Earth is the stage. And so it is actual reality. So it's broadcast reality. And with that, they physically attack humans to the point of severe injury, bodily damage, long term mutilation, torture with the intent to cause disability and suppression, as well as death ultimately. And that's really what's going on today. That's really what's been going on for at least a decade that I can vouch for. And I would suspect that it's been going on widespread publicly with everyday random people who aren't special, and they aren't AI. They're not computers. They're actual people. They're nobody special. And I would bet that they've been doing this for 15 to 20 years or longer, probably since the mid to late 90s when the World Wide Web became common in everyday households. Prior to that, this technology has still existed. Okay, but prior to that, this was something that you did have to be somebody special to have access to. But now we're looking at what? '03, 13, 23. We're looking at 30 years, probably 30 years that some of the first people started to gain access to this. Public, everyday people that were probably like internet nerds and like satellite hackers and stuff like that. And then it eventually just started to get spread around. Hey, let me show you this cool thing. You know, you can't tell anybody though. And they pass it around and start connecting to people to these profiles, okay? Like sending a Facebook friend request, okay? But you don't have possession of it. You don't have the possession of your profile online based on your neurological broadcast frequency. And if you don't have it, somebody else does. And that somebody else, do you trust them? Even if it was the government, which in a lot of cases it's not. It's not. If somebody has gained access, whether they bought it like a human trafficker or stole it through hacking or whatever other purpose. And by the way, a lot of these people are not hackers. It would be just like if I had neural monitoring, I could give it to somebody else who's not a hacker. And typically, when you get bad people that aren't into anything productive and they get something like this and they start giving it to other bad people to be cool, and then you get a bunch of bad people together and they're basically operating as terrorist organizations right under the nose of the public society in America and every other country around the world, because the governments can't say anything because it's not supposed to exist. Your thoughts are not safe. People are reading your mind. They can watch you in the shower. They can watch you with your wife or your husband. They can watch you do private things. They can know the things you think of. They can know your deepest secrets. They can know your safe combination. They know your passwords. They know who's calling you and who you're talking to. They know what you're thinking about and what your plans are. And if you were to try to come and get them, they know that too. Okay? That's why the government can't say anything about it, because they're backed into a corner, because it's not supposed to exist. So it's just getting passed around. More and more people abuse this powerful situation they find themselves in to be able to use technology in this abusive ways. And that's what they do. That's what they do. So that's really what's going on around the world right now. And that's the biggest problem that we have. Probably bigger than any other problem you can imagine is neurological slavery and neurological broadcast connections unconsensually, which can lead to physical torture, which a lot of people think are direct energy weapons. And you could consider it that if you think of the definition the correct way. It is a satellite broadcast, but there's a gang stalker with a mind control device on their head controlling that broadcast and penetrating your body intentionally with the intent, the well thought out plan, okay, to long-term process to disable you, to physically hurt your body in a way that's slow enough that it could be attributed to normal causes, to natural causes. And who knows how deep the rabbit hole goes? How much do pharmaceutical companies have to do with this? Look, rich people, millionaires, maybe billionaires for sure. Just athletes and actors and politicians, they have their neural monitoring. I promise they do. They have their neural monitoring, and they ain't said nothing about thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people being tortured to death right in broad daylight in front of everybody. The secret genocide. Okay, that's really what's going on. I've talked about it enough. I warned everybody about this for a long time. If you don't know about it, you better start paying attention and looking into it.